Am I the a-hole for accepting my dying father's invitation, but upsetting everyone in the room for my last words to him? I'll start with I am a 40-year-old man, technically an only child between my dad and my mum, never married, wedlock baby. My mum used my like a tool to torment my dad until he finally got me after she lied about abuses he did. She basically disappeared after that. Ironically, he used to be a good man, but eventually he remarried and started a new family, had 5 more kids, and became ultra-Christian. And, well, nothing was ever his fault after that. He could just get forgiveness from God and his pals at church. He and his new wife became intensely abusive toward me, both physically, emotionally, and mentally. Just tore me down to nothing as a child until I ran off at 15 and started my own life. And for decades, he would never admit that he was a real piece of shit. I let it go, and we didn't talk for decades. Finally, he's on his deathbed and asks me to show up. And I get pressure from lots of family, so eventually I decide to go. And everyone's there and acting sad, yada yada. But I just can't bring myself to buy into it. I got years of just non-stop abuse from him and his wife, and everyone thinks they are saints. So, when we finally are face to face and are talking, he asks me to forgive him, and everyone's around hoping for this hallmark moment, where son forgives father, but I can't do it. I just can't find it in me. And I say, no, but I'll see you in hell. And I give him a kiss on the forehead and leave. You could hear a pin drop in that room. I didn't plan to say it, it just came out, and I'm conflicted. But a lot of my family are furious and said I should have forgiven a man on his deathbed. But they just don't know, and ignored all my pleas for help for years and gaslighted me as well. Am I the a-hole?
Am I the a-hole for cheating on my husband with my coworker? Many people in my life had said, I'm wrong for this, so I wanted others' opinions. I, 30F, have been married to my husband, let's call him Damien, 32M, for 7 years. Our marriage wasn't like most people I know. We only got married because he got me pregnant and needed to step up as the father. We met each other in college and we started off as friends, but eventually I started developing feelings for him. He was dating a girl at the time and they would argue a lot. Every time they would argue, Damien would come to me for comfort. I didn't mind because the person I liked relied on me. One night they broke up and he got me pregnant, although it was pretty clear he didn't love me and didn't want a child. By me, he stepped up and married me. My husband was getting his PhD and was working in the hospital, so money wasn't an issue. Because of the baby, I had to drop out of college, and once I was able to work, I decided to apply as a kindergarten teacher, although my husband didn't think it was necessary. Our marriage was unhappy. We never made love after I had my son, and it was constant arguing. He would belittle me and remind me how I was just a pick-me-up. I want to also add that I'm vegan, and ever since I married him, I had to quit because he didn't want to eat a salad for dinner every day. While working at the elementary school, I met a friend, I'll call him Brandon. Brandon was the kindest person I've ever met. He would check up on me to make sure I'm okay. We'd go on picnics together with our kids. He has 1 daughter. And since we were both vegan, he'd give me some vegan recipes. Brandon made me feel true happiness, unlike my husband, and I was starting to fall in love with him. One day we were eating brunch and he admitted to having feelings for me. I told him I liked him too, but admittedly couldn't leave my husband considering he overpowers me financially. Brandon said that he didn't care and still loved me and would start hooking up after that. One night, me and Damien did the nasty for once, and I got pregnant. I wasn't happy, but he was overjoyed. I felt guilty because I realized how much of a shit partner he was and fell out of love with him. Out of guilt, I admitted to him. I cheated on him out of guilt. And of course, he wanted a divorce. He was angry, even though he's never shown any love to me. He also didn't believe the baby was his. and understandably asked for a DNA test once the baby was born. We had gotten a divorce, and Brandon had let me move in with him and his daughter. Given Damien's wealth, the courts gave him full custody of our son, and I had visitation. Once my daughter was born, we got the DNA test, and Damien found out she was his. He also demanded custody of her, but I just gave him visitation. Now that my life has settled down, I decided to tell my friends and family about this, and they all called me the TA. So, am I the a-hole?
AITA for saying no, my girlfriend's tradition. I am 30. Lost my younger brother when I was 22. He had cancer and fought very hard. Ever since, I've been donating blood on the anniversary of his death every year. I take the day off from work, visit his grave, donate blood, and then come home, relax, and watch his favorite movie. I know it's a simple, personal tradition, but it means a lot to me. My girlfriend of 9 months, Anna, F, 31, asked if I could meet her and her mum. I've met her many times before, and it wasn't the meet the parents for the first time situation for lunch yesterday. I told her no and explained again about what I do on my brother's death anniversary. She got upset and said, "Well, it's my tradition to have lunch with my mom every time she's in town, and she really wanted to see you. You can do your stupid blood donation tradition any day." I explained to her that it's not just about the blood donation. Later in the evening, while I was resting and watching my brother's favorite movie, she texted me again, asking me to join them. I reiterated that I really didn't want to and would hang out with her mom next time. She replied that I'd embarrassed her in front of her mum with my selfishness and laziness. Since then, she's been distant. Do I owe her an apology? Am I the a-hole? Update. I texted her that we needed to talk. She never replied, just blocked me from everywhere, social media, WhatsApp. Her best friend who was following me on Instagram blocked me too. I'm not sad. I wanted to end it anyways. Thank you for your support, everyone. I really appreciate your kind comments. Some users suggested that my brother remembrance tradition saved me from getting serious with her and a lifetime of misery, and it made me smile. Thank you again. Am I the a-hole? Girlfriend pointed an unloaded gun in my face. We were visiting a good friend of mine when he moved out of state. He brought me to his bedroom closet to show me an AR-15 and handgun he purchased after moving. I handled both guns after checking they were unloaded, and I knew they were safe. My girlfriend walks into the room, and he hands the AR-15 to her. She does not check it to affirm it is indeed clear, and the first thing she does is point it directly in my face. I slapped the barrel down and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" in an aggressive tone. She then handed my friend his rifle back and stormed out of the room. She didn't like the fact I aggressively chastised her for ignoring basic gun safety. She told me, "You didn't have to talk to me like I'm stupid," and didn't understand my point wasn't to make her feel stupid, but that action is dangerous, especially since she was not in the room to witness it being checked for live ammunition, and she did not check the gun herself. Am I wrong for aggressively chastising her, or should I have been nicer?